ฮัลโหลครับก็ในช่วงนี้ก็สามารถเดินเข้ามาดูใกล้ๆได้นะครับผมในกระบวนการติดตั้งระบบหมวก EEG นะครับผม
the same system that you when you do the ultrasound. So it will be the just like electrode to get the electricity system into from your brain, from your scalp into a system. So everything that you saw on the projector is visualization by this electricity live on process. Yes, this is the biggest function. I think it's 64 channel. 64 total is 64 channel.
Yes, that's correct. It's 64 channels, and right now we are checking the impedance, which is how strong is the connectivities and the signals. Then we prefer it to be green, and then at least below 100. Right. Together, yes.
Is up to normally it takes half an hour
Yeah, usually it takes half an hour to complete like the gelling.
and can stay for 1 hour. So that's why we can't do it before, even though you have to keep showing her all the time.
Uh,
The
green is
frequency.
green is a strong connection, so we can get like the data is more accurate. Right.
This machine is made for just like medical show, but they make this system specially for the sport.
Yeah,
They
for the
try
spot.
to they try to experimental with the spotter, just like, but they didn't do it with the dance at all. And normally it's repeated movement, just like running, biking, and everything.
Mm.
So this is the first time that we try to use it.
Because usually when you measure the EEG signal brainwave, and when you're even rolling your eyes, the brainwave will show that you roll your eyes or even you blink. But right now we try to collect the data from the movement, which produce a lot of noises. Yeah, and then how do we try to make sense and understand what is going on in the dancer brains? Yes.ครับ.
Are they supposed to all green?
Yes, it's supposed to be all green, or at least
Yellow is
yellow is fine sometimes. Yeah, below 100 is fine.
fine.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I'm supposed to help her, but yeah, there's volunteers. Every-
เราเคยคุยกันว่ามิมี่
พี่จะกลับแล้วเหรอ
ให้เราค่ะ
อ่ะยังเฮ้ยขอโทษขอโทษขอโทษ
เขาบอกว่าเขาห้ามสระผมก่อนล่วงหน้าวันหนึ่งเท่าที่ถามนะข้อมูลกัน
อ่า
ทุกวันเพราะว่าทำทุกวัน
อ๋อมันจะเป็นสิ่งต่อไปใช่ไหมสักพัก
ไม่เร็วอะครับ so this head cap will collect the brain signals, the electric signals, and then it will go into this pink amplifiers. Then it's connected to the Surface laptop, so into the software that kind of you guys seeing here. And of course, without hair is best. เอาอะไรฮะมีคนหยิบไปฮะ กี่นาทีแล้วอะกี่นาทีแล้วอะ
10 นาที
อันนี้ยืมเขามาจากเรายืมเขามาจากมันจะเริ่มจากตรงกลางกระหม่อมที่ CPZ CZ คือนั่นคือตัวกลางกระหม่อม
ครับสวัสดีครับ
อธิบายตรงนี้ช้าๆหน่อยได้ไหมว่ามันคอนเนคกันยังไงกัน
ได้ครับ ก็ภาษาไทยภาษาอังกฤษนะครับ Okay, so right now we are having the EEG cap that Mimi is wearing, and then on every part of the head there will be like 64 electrodes that collecting the brain signals. I mean, our bodies always produce the electrical signals, then which can be collect and can be used as a data to process, to analyze what does it mean. Yes. And then usually the process brainwave will have like 5 bands: alpha, theta, beta, gamma, and delta. Yes, and then for example, like alpha is related to how calm you are, or beta is related to how agitated you are. But right now we collecting the raw data. The 64 channels collect huge amount of data at the same time, even at milliseconds. So to process it live is very difficult. Usually the researchers will collect the data, and then it takes time for them to use the very high powers computers to process, to analyze the information, to understand what does it mean, what happening during each specific time that they design the experiment. But today we have this machines that collect the data from Mimis, and then which connecting to these pink amplifiers, which will amplify even the tiny signals. It can catch it and then magnify it, and then send it to the computer software that we can see now. And then right now we are seeing how strong each connection point is in green and yellows. Then green, of course, is the best. So we can receive the best data, and then preferably below 100. Oh, yes. Exactly, yes. There's a wireless connections from here to the computers, so we can project the informations to the screen. But today we not only collect the brain data, we also collect the muscles data and also the accelerometers from the dancers.
Is it similar to something they are doing in Facebook, like reality map? Because I saw there is a band you can wear and you wear it on.
All right, that's yeah,
It's
similar.
the same,
Yes.
same signal.
Yeah, that can track
Yeah.
your muscles. Yes, right.
It's not showing up on the also. So
Okay.
that is I'm gonna swap the thing.
Almost. I think the first time when we tried to do put the gel on the dancer's cap, and then it took us around 2 hours. And then after a few months of practice, it took us roughly 20 minutes now. We also collect the data from 6 pair of muscles, which the ballet dancers often use, which is the inner thigh, the lower back, and the back muscles.
Can we pause the screen?
โอเคหันหลังครับ ขาซ้าย
left thigh
ขาขวา
right thigh
หลังซ้าย
lower right
ไหล่ขวา
ไหล่ขวา
ไหล่ซ้ายโทษโอเคหลัง ขวา
lower right back right
อือฮึไหล่ขวา
right shoulder
กราว
ground the ground
โอเคกราว
ground turn สองข้างขอด้านข้างไม่จับ It's working. The blue colors will show the signal from each spot of the head, and then the green one below here will show the data from the muscles, and the red one will show the data from the accelerometers.
So after this is a testing process, which is all recording data to be able to use to analyze later on. Because one impact that we believe when you doesn't have an audience and when you have an audience, it's totally different from the dancers. So it's different reaction, and it's a process that normally they use to trace the brain test with the EEG, which is swab with rest, close your eyes, open your eyes, and also the imaginary. So you will see a different process. The most easiest thing that I can tell you right now is everything, all visualize, all the photo, all the pictures, is processed from her brain. It's live feed. So it's a spectrum. It's blue, yellow, and red. It's the same like a traffic light. If the brain work a lot, it's going to be red. So if it blue, is she okay? She fine. If something happened, it's mean red. Okay, if she work a lot, it's mean red. So you can notice from the colors and everything. Okay, that is the basic stuff. Okay. Please enjoy.
Rest eye open. Rest eye close. Dance 1. rest eye open. Dance 2. Rest eye open. Motor imagery. Eye open. Dance improvisations. rest, eye open. Test.
ฮัลโหลค่ะ ก็เสร็จสิ้นแล้วนะคะ This gonna be about few minutes of maybe Q&A คำถามเท่าที่หนูเห็นมีภาษาไทยสักเกือบหมด แล้วก็นั่งไหมลูก แย่แล้วนั่นน่ะจริง หนูเต้นสายกระเจิงเลยอะลูกวันเนี้ยหลุดตอนภาพหายอะ
Improvisation ครับ
improvisation อันนี้คือสิ่งที่น่ากลัวที่สุดสำหรับพวกเรา improvise ตอนสะบัดรองเท้ามั้ง โอเคค่ะ so let me start then okay maybe I talk in English so my friends from Taiwan will understand it also this is a project research a part of my research which is about how the brains will work with the dancers, how the dancer thinks, how is the brain function of the dancers will think and how it's going to show up. I didn't think as a scientific system, but I look at the aesthetic way. So it's just like when you are the dancers, you will think, or as a teacher, you will think that what you use to be able to be better dancers, you use imagination, you use memory, you use concentration, or you use a body control. And this is a question in the beginning. So we hope that we will find out something after this, just like what will you use as a brain function to be able to work as a dancer, to work your body out? Is that the muscle memory? We always say that it's a muscle memory. But is that we remember the step or we understand it, or the muscle memory it because you have to rehearse, and do it again and again and again. So we don't know what is a function exactly, and no one can tell us that. So this is what we try to know. So if you are a dancer, you will know that the part and the bar is all the basic exercise. That we're doing it since I was 4 years old, and we keep doing it. Even though you are older dancers, you will be doing it. So your muscles understand it. But then what we interest is, if you are the dancers who keep doing that for 20 years, what is your brain function will do? What will you think? That is a question, and it's still hanging in the air. But what I noticed for today, and this is a research, it's a part of a research of FAMAI, which is our Chulalongkorn University, Faculty of Fine and Applied Art, multidisciplinary art innovation programs, which is aimed to use a digital as a tool of art in any form. So you can do literature, you can do music, you can do dance, you can do anything, but you mix it, which is of fun. We got a fun, and this is part of the full research from different parts, which is design, visuals, music, and also the dance. So this is the last one. From what I know, as watching her and watching the graph for a month, a bit more, she done good on the left side. She complained me in the beginning that I use the left side at the front because I want to use a mirror. So the right side is more blue today. The left is super red today. Maybe because your teacher is sitting down here in front. คู่ขามันแดงมากทุกครั้งที่ยกไซเคิล คือnormally it's not like that. Normally it's not like that.
อธิบายให้คนไม่เข้าใจฟังนะครับ
อธิบายให้คนไม่เข้าใจฟังเหรอ Okay. So as a dancer, you will have good side and bad side. You will use one leg more than another leg. Your one leg, just like right side, will be might be better control than your left. Normally, dancer will know yourself, and you will have your comfortable position, just like in the front, in the side, or in the back. So we just like use more effort to do it. As ballet dancers have to be perfectionists. You know where is the best, and you have to try to make it the best, especially when you perform with the audience. So as her left side is the bad one. So the first round of the dance is turning to the right first. Or the hard stuff is on the right, so she's fine. Second dance, we swap side. We start from turning the back. So she used left side on all the different parts, all the difficult one. So she have super hard red brain and the yellow, the whole second half of the second dance. But that you might notice if you watch her nearly every day, you will know just like that is totally very different colors from working. But the improvisation is super blue because you don't have to think.
But also the improvisation part that she danced until the cable is disconnected.
Yes.
So it's yeah.
So that's why you saw the bling, 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 bling on the screen and on down here because she off the cable, and I hope it's okay when I return it to our sponsors. Okay, sorry.
But
Let me explain. So on the left side, so the movement she's talking about is when I lift my leg to the side, and when I do on my right side, I'm facing the wall. When I'm doing on the left side, I'm facing the audience. So it's not only I'm thinking of how my muscles working, and yes, of course, my teacher's here. But it's about being self-conscious, and I feel I'm being judged by the audience, and I can't help feeling that, even though I don't know it's true or not, but it's deeply in my mind. You know, it's like, oh, yeah. It's like, my tummy out, oops. That kind of thing.
So I think this is mostly for the parent. But that's why I say that I wrote in my Facebook that we need the audience. because for the way you practice, and we keep doing this routine for a month already, it's all different. It's all different every day. It's very chill. It's very ongoing. We keep doing it for more than, this is only 4 times. Normally we do it. She have to dance about 3, 4, 5 times, imaginary twice, concentration twice, because it's have to swap. Just like it's have to calm the band down first and then do it again. You can't, if you keep repeating it, you will get another exhaust, tired, and the feelings start to come. So that's why we have to have a break in between. So you got another type of reason. Okay. And Ming, let me introduce this guy. He is the one who visualized the whole image, every single image that you saw. And he fight quite a lot with the data and with the spec of the computers that we have to facing. Because I have to explain, maybe Pelly can help me a bit, because this is the first time that the EEG machine work with the dancers who really dance.
I mean, we try to find different solutions for visualizations of this huge amount of data, and also live as well. So of course, scientists use the MATLAB to record the data, and then of course they will use the MATLAB to process this huge amount of data after the experiment is done. But we attempt to do it live, so we have to find new tools and new software that can process this data in real time. And then so we have to use different computers for different screens. And then we stream the data directly from the Surface laptop at the back. But since the Surface laptop also not at very good spec here, so sometimes the streaming data is also sluggish. Then, of course, we try our best to visualize into the one that you saw. Ming, any add?
I guess you would call this data quite semi-real time, because there's a few milliseconds of buffer time for the data visualization on the floor and on the walls. So what we do is we take the data from the surface, we then stream it via Wi-Fi to our router, and then we process that data through a few software. The data is streamed via a protocol called LSL. This protocol is then taken and split between 3 computers. One of the computers is running the visualization on the floor. This one is being computed in MATLAB. It's a process that's done via downsampling, and we are using a few buffering algorithms and some topology computation for the floor to show you the contours and the colors that you can see right on the floor. On the back, on the side, this is just visualization of the graph. That is, as you saw in the beginning, you would see the graph on the back, right? It's the same graph. However, this graph is another graph that has been sent to a computer wirelessly, and then this graph is computed down to raw data, like the frequencies of interruptions from electronic noise, from EMF transmissions, and from things like that is filtered out, and then the transmissions are then visualized on the wall on the side. On the back is the most complicated part, where we utilize neural pipe and we are using some of the same algorithms that we use on the floor. However, we are translating them into a 3D image. So if you can see where the one on the brain, this one is actually really close to the one on the floor. However, the one on the floor is a topology map, right? You can observe the different heights, the different layers of the brain, while the different contours on the topology map. However, instead of having the topology map as a contour, right, this is then warped into a 3D image, and then we can see that we can see the same brain activity we see here. However, this is translated onto a 3D image of the brain. So this is like some visualization aids. And this one is a connectivity map that visualizes the connectivity between the parts of the brain, the localizations in the brain, and how they talk to each other and which parts are activated at what time. So you would see like some part like the frontal cortex activating and then other parts of the brain activating via those lines. And they're using the same scale, so redder would mean more activity in those areas, and bluer would mean less activities in those areas. So with this view, you can see really depth into the brain, and you can see like what parts of the brain are being utilized by the dancer.
Thank you. Another one is a tree, the one, but we can't open it now because it used the whole source of the computer. It's just like super heavy programs. That another tree. Yeah.
The tree, right? The tree takes input from this and then transmit it by another protocol called OSC to
The program we use is called MaxMSP.
to MaxMSP.
We try to kind of imagine how the brain would kind of grow as a trees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Essentially, we are controlling another program with brainwaves, which is interesting.
So that is all what you saw. It's just like about 5 or 6 visualization that we did. Anything else?
So right now I'm asked Mimi to try to meditate a bit, and then so maybe we can see some real-time change. Oh, okay.
You know what is hardest for her? The hardest part is to stay still. It's to do concentration and stay still. This is the most hardest part.
Yeah, the motor imagery part. I mean, we always heard that maybe basketball players, pianists, when they try to imagine the practice of what they've been doing, then people said that the brain activities also activate. It's same as why they playing it on real life. But of course, for Mimi, she said the difficult part is that to sit still and then imagine the dance, because the focus and concentration's always gone somewhere else.
But actually, sitting without thinking about the steps is more difficult. It's like when I think about steps, I have something to hold on to. So it's I'm doing the steps. So I can be more still than just thinking, just sitting doing nothing. And during the rehearsal, or maybe we could say the collecting data period, I always felt asleep during the time. Okay, coming up. And I think someone told you that it's better to keep the eyes open, right?
Yeah, because to keep the eye open, period is the reference point that we can erase it out, and then we can also mark that in the data. So this time is the eye open until this time, so we can analyze this data. And then what does it mean? So we know that this is the marker. This is the eye close, eye open, or dance one. So I also have to press on the markers to mark the time frame as well. Yes.
Okay, I think that is all information for of us, the process designers and example. So any question มีคำถามไหมคะ Anything you want to ask us or you ค่ะครูเชิญค่ะเธอวิ่งเบาๆฉันกลัวเครื่องสายหลุด
You know, when you improvise, do you actually really improvise, or you already have some thoughts before coming? Of course, you have to have some thoughts before, right? So it's something in your brain already, right?
Yeah, during the before I started improvisation. Yeah, I thought I would take off my shoes because the floor was a little bit slippery today, and I felt not secure doing the improvisation. So I thought of I would take off the shoes, but after taking off the shoes, then what to do with the shoes? So that was fresh.
Okay.
Ka.
No, because you see, I don't know if I'm right, Naha. I would have think that if it's real improvisation, maybe, the colors should be more active, of the, because there's a lot of thoughts going on, right, with the muscle and also with the interaction, right?
I think
But
I,
แต่มัน
ไม่
เหมือน
I don't
ค
know
ล้ายๆกัน
ครู
น่ะ
ขา no, I think it's up to people because some people they let it go when you do improvise. Some people really let it go,
Right,
just
right.
like you didn't think ahead or you just react on whatever happened right now.
Right.
So you doesn't really have to think ahead. Or you maybe you cut out the memory system. You didn't remember stuff.
So what did you do?
The only worry I had was about the thing on my back. But the rest, the steps, I didn't think much. I just being careful not to land on my back. That's all. Ka.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, actually, the data during the improvisation was lost and disconnected because she danced until the cable cord was off. Yes.
So I think it's will be time a bit up for now. We are here for. So tomorrow will be another talk, but might be more interesting, and I will be live on Facebook again. Tomorrow, all of my advisors will come. I mean, the doctor and all the
The
Dr. Sean,
neuroscientists.
neuroscientists, all the lab people will come tomorrow, so they will come up and join the chat. Just like how they saw it, after they saw the data with the live chat and now with the live feed, with the real reaction. Because from before, they saw only the data that we plot, just like from the computer that we plot to the labs. But now they will come and see the real stuff. So you can follow again on the Facebook. And tomorrow is quite full, but if you prefer to sit on the floor, I don't mind that, okay? And you're all welcome, okay? Thank you very much. Anything else? Or you have to say?
I have to say
yeah.
special thanks to Neuromass Laboratories from Kim Mongkut Institute of Technologies, University of Thai Chamber of Commerce, Faculty of Sports Science, Chulalongkorn Universities for allow us to trial the device at the laboratory in Chula. Also, thank you BJC Healthcare for
Sponsor us a machine.
the machines, which is around 2 million baht, these machines. Right. Also, AdNeuro as well for supporting the software issues and providing us all the tools and materials for the experiment. Also, thank you, Mind Move Space. This is Generous and Spacious Studios from Mimi. Yes. Also, thank you for M Multimedia for providing us the grade 2 projectors as well. And then, thank you all the audience. Oh, there's some questions there.
Yes, and thank you everyone on the others. Some few questions, please go ahead.
ขออนุญาตถามภาษาไทยนะครับ
ค่ะ
เพราะว่า
เชิญเลยค่ะ
ธรรมดาพูดก็งงอยู่แล้ว คือพอดีเห็นว่าใช้ตัว visualize อะครับผมเป็นเหมือนแสงสีที่ยิงไปที่ตัวแดนเซอร์ด้วยผมจะมีคำถามอยู่ตลอดเวลาว่าตัวนั้นนะครับมันเอฟเฟกต์กับตัวแดนเซอร์หรือเปล่าอะครับเพราะว่าธรรมดาเนี่ย Data เราจะเห็น Data เป็น Data เนาะแต่พอ Data มันยิงมาที่ตัวเรามันจะสมมุติเป็นสีแดงอะครับมันรู้สึกอะไรขึ้นไหมแล้วมันทำให้ข้อมูลมันรีพีทไปเรื่อยๆ
Let
ห
me
รือเปล่า
translate the question first, and then let me
Thank you.
answer that. He asks if we use the lighting on the dancers also.
You use
So
the
just like a
data.
visualize data, which is colors on the dancers.
Yep.
So that visualize also affect the dancer brain, right?
Yep, correct.
Just like when you got the colors on, it also affect the dancer brain. It is going to be another kind of input and stimulation or not for the dancer itself.
ค่ะภาษาไทยก่อนเนาะก็จ จริงๆแล้วอะค่ะมันไม่ได้เห็นเป็น Data หรือเป็นสีเข้ามาหรอก เพราะว่ามันคือแสงเหมือนสปอตไลท์เข้าตาค่ะ เหมือนเรายืนอยู่บนเวทีแล้วก็มีแสงสปอตไลท์เป็นแบบนั้นมากกว่า แต่ว่า stimulation จริงๆอะคือตอนที่เราหันไปเห็นสมองเราเองอะค่ะที่มันบนกำแพงแล้วให้เราเห็นแล้วฉันอยากให้มันเป็นสีน้ำเงินอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะ so the data or the light that lighting on me, actually, I don't think it has any impact on me because it's like the spotlight on the stage, like stage light that it's coming into my eyes, and I didn't feel anything. I mean, I felt that there's light, but I don't think that's a stimulation to my whatever experience. But the real stimulation is that when I turn and then I see the wall and I see my brain and I want it to be blue. So that has an impact. ค่ะ ตอบคำถามใช่ไหมคะ ขอบคุณค่ะ
I suspect that she might not notice, but definitely it has some kind of maybe subconscious effect. This is what I believe.
Actually, this question is very interesting because in an experimental setting, right, you would want to control a lot of the environmental factors such as the noise in the room, the temperature, and a lot of things. You would not see the impacts of those really much on the activity that we are plotted here because they're plotting brain activity. You would see those more in response and more in the actual data or some other different processing techniques, like using machine learning to classify some of those outputs. You would see a lot of those activities affect the brain because you're pointing a spotlight into the face of the dancer. There's effects such as pupil dilation, such as eye stimulus, and that typically affects the data in quite significant ways. However, with this data set and data that we are processing here, you will not really see that in the show. However, it is possible to show those effects, and it is a significant factor that affects the dancer. However, it's more subconscious and more effects such as external stimuli than something that the dancer consciously thinks about in their movements and their actions. Yeah.
Because during the experiment, usually the subject will be asked to sit down and then not moving and then staring at one spot while the eye open rest. And then if the subject is kind of rolling the eyes, blinking, or even fall asleep, the researcher will know, and then the researcher can tell from the graph. Even slight movement, we can detect that. But of course, like what we try experiment here, there are so many stimuli
Factors.
coming in, and then it's difficult to also to categorize what is going on in terms of how a dancer is responding to which stimuli. Also, even the audience as well.
That's why we say that we still need a long time to analyze all this data, especially from these 2 days. It might take another 2-3 months to finish the whole thing. Or we might not finish it. We don't know because no one never tried to attempt to do all this stuff before. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
We might get something just like meditation level, memory level, but just like not really. But we have to try. It'll be interesting to try. Okay, so anything else? I think
Okay,
this.
last but not least, the NeuroMaze laboratory at the Kim Mongkut Institute of Technologies is recruiting the research subjects on the cognitive and memories. And there is a small poster at the front door. If you like to volunteer, you can also register there. Then, of course, you will be paid as well. Okay. So to support the science and the knowledge. Yes.
They help a lot in this project, so they support us a lot. Also, I would like to thank everyone, thank Mimi, thank all my colleagues, my partners, my lighting designers, my sound designer, Bob and Pi, and where is No Pi over there, and our friends who come to help us live on Facebook and all the generous audience today, and also on the live Facebook. If you have any question, you can type down. I have Henley Ming. Mimi will try to help answer everything. If you want some questions or have some more questions, you can leave it on us, and then tomorrow we will try to go through with it. I'll just like help you with that. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะขอบคุณค่ะเมาส์ต่อได้ค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ ขออนุญาตไปปลดเครื่องมิมี่ก่อนนะคะปลดได้ เอาคอมบ้ามา